and welcome to my channel. My name is Jody and this is my husband Ray, and today I thought that I would do something a little bit different. As many of you know, I have been living with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer that has metastasized to my bones for quite a while now. So I get questions a lot about how my long-term illness has affected our marriage, how it has affected my husband, my kids, my parents, my sisters, because I have a very big family. And I thought it would be interesting to individually interview each family member and ask them that question and let them answer honestly. And hopefully maybe from our experience, we can, give you some tips if you are just starting out with this journey, or if you've been doing it a long time, maybe give you guys some encouragement. So that is today's video, and it's going to be a playlist. So this will be number 1 of our playlist, how does cancer affect our family? So how does my cancer journey as a whole, how do you think it's affected you and our marriage?
Well, it's been a long journey. I mean, it's a lot of people that I know get cancer and they struggle for a period of time, and then the person passes away and it's over. And in our case, that has not happened. You've been able to live with cancer for a long time and have ups and downs, and now even thrive, through some of the journey. But at the beginning, it was, obviously it was super scary. It was, difficult. And then it got worse because there were so many doctor's appointments, so many surgeries, so many tests, and there were surgeries to fix the problems that the treatments, caused. And so there was all that not knowing and going back and forth with, you being sick, losing hair. And then there's the emotional side, not just the physical side. The physical side was a toll because of all the, like I say, the doctor's appointments and the treatments and going back and forth and and then the therapy, all the different treatments that you had to go through, and all the different opinions from different doctors. Oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. And then there's the emotional toll, which I think takes a bigger toll on the family than the physical sometimes. Because in our case, it's been a long journey. In fact, I remember, our 27-year-old daughter was in a car seat when you started, so that tells you how long ago that was. She was a little tiny thing.
Yeah, she's just a baby.
Yeah.
But just to also, even though my journey started, then I had 8 years in remission. After the first diagnosis, I had radiation, and I did really good, and we thought cancer was behind us. So, but 8 years, fast forward, and then.
Well, that's why I think when I see on different social media outlets where people that have had cancer, and then they go, they get their test results. Oh, I'm cancer free, and they're celebrating, which obviously that's great news. But I always look at it with a little bit of caution, thinking, okay, yes, today you are, but cancer has a way of rearing its ugly head again and again, and in our case, again. So just celebrate, but be prepared for something in the future that might come back. Because keep taking your tests, keep going, getting your blood work done and your scans, because that can change. Luckily, we don't put all our hope in doctors. We put our hope somewhere else, in God. But it's still, as I was saying, it takes an emotional toll on you.
Yeah.
Over
and
the
I
years.
think in the beginning we hung on to every scan. It was like all our hope was in this scan that's coming up. After this scan, if I can get past this scan and it's clear, then we can put cancer behind us. And we quickly learned that that is not always the case. And there has been times of like a sabbatical, I call it, where I have been no evidence of disease, and I have been doing pretty good. And then only to the next scan that comes along, my cancer starts either spreading, growing, another additional hot spot, and then we keep going, and then we think, okay, more treatment, what kind of treatment, onward march. But I think what helps after doing this for so long is not depending on, don't put all your hope on your scans. Look at your whole journey, your physical journey. Look at it as a whole. Are you walking further than you did yesterday? Are you sleeping better? Are you up and out with the kids more? Those become your markers, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, during the time, for several times during treatments, you'd have your ups and your downs, and people would say, "Oh, how's Jody? Oh, well, she had one good day, and now she's got 2 bad days." But if you just keep forging on, go that one more mile, go do that one more day, take it day by day, and not think. I will say this, on the emotional side too, I mean, there were many times you're thinking, this might be my last Christmas with the kids, this might be the last birthday, this might be this last time we get to do this.
Yeah.
And that takes a toll on you emotionally. I mean, and that can affect you physically as well. But again...
and it's important to make each moment count, every memory count. Don't wait until you get those clear scans to start living life, I guess. And I know that in the beginning we'd like put everything on hold, and we're just going to focus on healing, and we're just going to get through this. And then we soon learned that that's no way to live. It's emotions affect my physical being, his physical being. It just isn't good. So we started focusing on the good days, the quality days, the, life as a whole, and not as, each scan, whether it was good or bad. So
it was also hard being around people too, because we went to a large church and we had lots of friends, and so there came a time when it's like you kind of want to slither in the back and not be around everybody, because you know that you're going to get asked 500 times, "Oh, how's Jody?" And then you have to relive that whole entire thing and go over it, and then by the time you're done, you're exhausted, and so it can also be an emotional toll on you that way, just having friends. No offense, friends, just saying that is something that does weigh on you heavily. But I think you, at least we were blessed to be able to find a lot of other people that have gone through the journey, like Chris Carr, where you were watching her.
I got a lot of hope from watching her.
I mean, just when she said, you were thinking, oh, wait, you can live with cancer and kind of keep it at bay and kind of be friends with it?
Chris Carr, her cancer was throughout her entire body, and it was a very rare cancer. They didn't really know what to do with it, and they told her, we're going to do a triple organ transplant, and we're going to hit you hard with chemo and all this. And she's like, whoa, I know I'll be dead after that, so let's just slow down. And she took a different route. And then she learned year by year that she wasn't going to be cancer-free, but she was at a point where the cancer was not spreading. And she just agreed that she was going to be thankful for that. And now she just celebrated her 20-year cancerversary. So she was the first person I'd ever heard of that lived with cancer. And then my friend John, who I write about extensively in my book that will be coming out probably at the end of summer.
Which means the end of summer 2030?
No, it's going to be done.
It's usually how books work. So.
Yeah, so anyway, then, yeah.
He was my friend too,
Yes, he was. So watching other people actually live happily with a terminal disease, obviously is not ideal, what you want to see for your friends or yourself or anybody, but it definitely gave me hope.
I think that's how you started off with this video, not this video, but this channel. I mean, originally you started doing a blog on a website talking about your journey because you saw these other people that were living with it, thriving, keeping it at bay, and having a good life despite having cancer. I think there's a tendency, a lot of people, that they get a terminal disease and they lose hope and they shut down. And that's quite possible. And sometimes there are days when you had that too, but you kept getting back up, and through the journey of throwing up and getting sick and not feeling good and feeling like you have a fever all the time and just being weak and tired, and then losing your hair, which okay, I know a little bit about that, but it doesn't affect men like it does women. And so when you lose all your hair, it affects women a little bit more, and having to, when we went out in search of different wigs and get excited about all these different wigs and have,
Yep.
And sometimes it was just a bandana. It can be hard to fix up and feel
like fixing up
right.
is really energy, just sucks the energy out of me.
So I think that's good that you have this channel now, because you can show that yes, you can. No, you don't always feel like it, and there's a lot of times you don't feel like getting up and doing a video, but you do anyway. Because I've seen some of your videos where you're laying in bed just like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not feeling good. And kudos to you for that. But it does give hope to other people. I hope it does.
That's the goal.
Because you don't have to. A terminal illness doesn't have to be a death sentence per se. It is a death sentence, but it doesn't have to be a death sentence where you're in solitary confinement and you waste away.
Waiting to die.
Yeah, you can get out in general population.
Cancer is not contagious.
Well, I mean, that's a prison term, general population, gen pop.
Yeah.
But you don't have to waste away in solitary confinement, dying and being alone. You can fix up, get out, and do things, and spend some time and do what you can. And that's what you did. I mean, there are many times, and you ask how it weighs on a marriage. There are many times where I would have to go to family get-togethers by myself. Oh, I got to the point where people would say, "Oh, is Jody not feeling good today?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's got cancer," which is kind of
you're a smarty pants.
It's kind of like a sarcastic way of saying she got cancer. Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of times. In fact, I remember people saying, "Oh, I didn't know you were married." I remember Pastor Jeff saying, "Oh, you're married?" I'm like, "Yes, I have a wife. She's just not feeling well. She has cancer." "Oh, sorry." So, yeah. But yeah, there have been times when you couldn't get out, you didn't get out, and it did weigh heavily on our marriage for that.
Fast forward to how it was in the beginning. How did it change from treatment days to being for the last 6 months with NED, no evidence of disease in on my scans? So how did it change through the years from the treatment, the down in the the what do they call it, the trenches to now?
Well, it's way better now, and I will say this. I don't know. Can I mention his name? Maybe I can. You'll have to edit out if I can't. But I mean, it was many years ago when we finally broke down and went to Dr. Mordar.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, we had nothing else to lose. It's like they wanted.
Dr. Mordor is my holistic practitioner.
Yeah, so he said, take these supplements, juice this, and go get your scans. Go get your blood work in 6 weeks. So we did. It was very expensive. We tried it in 6 weeks. We had the best results ever.
Yeah, better than any other treatment that we had tried. But beyond that, and don't drop everything, and don't. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's treatment is different, and at the point that I decided to do a holistic medicine,
You got through everything.
Yeah, I had done numerous rounds of chemotherapy, radiation. I did immunotherapy, targeted therapy, and then two trials and part of a third trial, and then almost died with it. I couldn't even go to Christmas. I was so sick. I couldn't get out of the hospital bed. It was just horrible. So after doing all of that, and still my cancer was not responding. My tumor markers were, I wasn't seeing what I needed to be seeing. And they pretty much was like, well, we could do palliative care, we could do hospice. And pretty much they were like, go
Nothing
home.
else we can do.
Go home and die.
Out of desperation, we went
Yep.
to the witch doctor.
Yes, we did. We went to our voodoo doctor.
But I have to say, since that day, the journey has been far better because we've sought out other alternative methods of treatment here and there. And I think
I feel better, even though I do live in a lot of pain. And I don't think people know that as much because I have my hair done, I have my makeup on. I feel better. I'm not doing chemotherapy. I'm not sitting with a needle in my arm.
But you mentioned it. We do have hospital beds.
Yes.
We don't have one bed like we used to. You have a hospital bed that goes up and down, and you can move around, so you can get into different positions, and so.
Yeah, but I think now it's like people used to rally around and bring dinner, help you do your washing because you look sick.
We don't need dinners.
Yeah, don't bring dinners, but everybody was there. But then as your journey continues.
It just becomes, oh yeah, Jody's got cancer.
Yeah, and I think that they see this, they don't see the inward suffering, they don't see what happened for the last, 20 years. They don't see, it is just it's a little bit more lonely, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's good because I have felt better for the last 6 months, and we've done more together than we have in the last 20 years. Which brings me to my closing point where...
Closing point? I got tons more to say. What are you talking about?
Where now it's like I just did my scans and we are waiting on those scans. And I know I just said that we don't want to put focus on our scans, look at everything as a whole. But after having such a good run and feeling so good, I have a hard time getting my hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up and then feel like, because I know statistically my scans probably could come back not so good.
Well, just one of your tests came back, and now they need you to go in and take another test. So, which you didn't schedule to do.
I know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, it's...
Check back with us later. Make sure she did, okay?
I am. I'm going to call tomorrow and schedule it. But I think that now it is more of our family and us just kind of in our little hub, our little bubble, and when I don't feel good or I'm in pain, the kids know, and they're protective, they're loving, but yeah, it's just different. It's different. It's easy to tell someone you have cancer when you look like you have cancer. But then when you don't look like you have cancer, when for 6 months, 6 precious, lovely months, I have felt like myself again. And that brings me to...
Well, we went out to breakfast that one time, remember? Which is unusual for you to get up feeling
I
good
know.
in the morning.
I even got to go to breakfast.
But
I felt good.
Before you end, though, I wanted to say a couple other things, too, because, we still have trepidation. We're still waiting on that. And you're looking good, but people don't see the behind-the-scenes stuff. Mm-mm. I mean, I don't know about you folks out there, but I read some of your comments, and I appreciate some of your comments, but some of your comments I don't appreciate. There are some, and I call them trolls, who you just need to get a life. I mean, there's some people out there that And I get it. And
I know,
don't
you're
mean
on
to-
social media,
Okay,
they're
I
going
don't
to be there.
I want to sound mean because I want to come off loving and caring about people, but there can be a tendency for some people out there just to, well, misery likes company. And so people are miserable and they have miserable lives maybe their life hasn't gone the way they want it to go and they see you feeling good and so they want to tear you down.
Yeah.
And one thing that really annoys me is okay, one thing that really annoys me is, sorry about this, but one thing that really annoys me is, okay, like I have eye covers over my eyes when I go to bed because she's up all night long on her stinking computer reading comments and answering comments, and I can hear click, 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 click. I don't sleep very well. Click, 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 click. And a lot of it is she wakes up the next morning and tells me about people that are just flat out rude and mean and disgusting. Which makes me angry because I'm an ex-cop. I just want to go over and smack them, but I can't because I'm a loving person. That's what I am.
Yeah.
But I do. That does tend to. I keep telling her just ignore those people, but she can't. She gets all bent out of shape
I know.
for several days.
I try. But I think that what bothers me, I think the most about the comments, we've learned a lot since we started this channel. I started out with
We learned there's a lot of good people out there that
99%
need hope and find hope. And,
I've got the best community ever, and I love you guys to pieces. But I think it's been a learning curve because our whole, not just me, is on display, but our whole family is been in my videos. And we get criticism for everything and anything. I mean, clear down to, how I look, how I wear my hair, if I've gained weight, why does my husband not, do this? Or why doesn't my son do this? Or, people are so judgmental. And I don't think I really I wasn't prepared for that. I'm getting better at it, and you're getting better at it.
No, I'm not getting better.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to make them better. So we're getting better, but it is a hard thing to have cancer, to only show the world. You guys see 10% of my life, and then on that 10%, I get judged, which is social media. So I'm getting better. And we've just accepted that along with the good comes the bad, and that's just the way it is. So we are going to keep going until God tells us to do something else. And Bentley is down there he's begging Daddy to throw his toy.
Every day is playtime.
I know.
Bentley's around.
That's my Bentley. That's our baby. Just letting you guys know. So what is one final thought, a tip for someone who has been doing this, not the newbie, the person that just started out, but the person who has been like us, where you have gone through your treatments and now you're waiting on that next scan. What are just a quick tip that you would give someone, or you would tell us like 10 years ago?
Well, okay, two answers to that. The first answer is controversial. The second answer is not controversial. The first answer is I wished we had gone to Dr. Mortar earlier. I wished we had people coming out of the woodwork, just drink this juice, or stand on your left foot and twist.
Hop 3 times.
Yeah, and twist around and bark like a large dog and howl at the moon and you'll be cured and, do this, do that. We got all that.
Yeah.
And so we just went, whatever, we're going to do what the doctors say. Mm-hmm. I wish we had
an open mind sooner.
Had a little bit more of an open mind sooner, because now I realize that's why they call it a practice, a medical practice. The doctors are just practicing.
They are practicing on us.
I wish we had known about that first. We would have...
asked more questions,
and
not just blindly gone along.
And not blindly just went along with the doctors. And wait a minute, we want a second and maybe a third opinion. Why are we doing this? Why did we have to do... why did you do this? Which...
Bentley.
Goofball. And then I think he's sensing we're getting all riled up.
I know.
So that's the first thing.
Yeah, have an open mind,
right.
and ask questions, and don't just take every treatment, every diagnosis
That the doctor
that
says.
the doctors say, because doctors are human beings and they're not all perfect.
Right.
And they all have their own opinions, they have their own perspective on treatments, and sometimes it's just not a good fit. Maybe
That reminds
whatever.
me, during that time, we were, I don't remember, I looked up one of your meds and we were sitting there and like, this is for depression. This has nothing to do with cancer. Why are they? And she's like, are you depressed? I'm like, well, no, I'm not depressed. Well, they just automatically gave you this depression medicine without even talking to us about it.
Paxil, and
Paxil.
we were watching the TV.
That's right.
And they're saying, "Are you afraid to go out of the
Yes,
house?"
yes. Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, "No."
That's what you take. Wait a minute, what?
So then we started asking. I'm like, "Why am I on this?" And the doctor said,
Most
"Most people with cancer get depressed."
So
So-
would have been nice to kind of
I'm giving
talk
you
that
this.
out.
I'm giving you this just in case.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I think I'll wait, because it was making me dizzy. It was making me sick
Kinda
sluggish, and I wasn't feeling right and stuff. So yeah, ask questions, know what you're taking, and have an open mind. So
And the second thing I would say, and maybe a third thing. The second thing is, sorry, that was the first thing. The second thing is, don't waste away and shy away from family and friends. Keep them informed.
be honest with them.
Right, be honest with them, because there are many times we just didn't go out because it was like, oh, I can't listen to someone ask me how you're doing again. I just
Right.
want to shy away from people, which is a bad thing. That's actually, there's 4 things. That's the second thing I would say. Don't waste away in a prison cell.
Yeah.
Try to get up, try to get out, get some sun. The third thing I would say is, and this is a controversial too, maybe. We have hope because our hope is built in Christ. So
Our faith.
we have a faith in Jesus that sustains us. And the fourth thing, don't start a YouTube channel. 'Cause you'll be like, why is this person so mean to me?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just be prepared that, yeah. And also one thing, it's like, I think living so long with cancer, people want to know how you did it so they can do it. And it's not a one-stop thing. You can't just say, yeah, I did this, so you do this and you're going to be good. That's not the way it works, you know?
we watched Chris Carr and we're like, yeah, we're going to get on juicing. And oh my gosh, that's exhausting.
Yeah, I was like, well,
That
that's
was
a lot
a
of work.
full-time job trying to do juicing, but it helped.
Yeah,
it works.
it did help.
You feel
But
better.
yeah, but I think that, I don't know. I just think that take everything step by step and don't do the roller coaster. Be kind of steady. Let people into knowing how you really feel. If you're in pain, tell them I'm in pain. I would love to go out with you to the mall, but maybe I'll have to take the wheelchair. That's one thing we did learn after years of me staying home. I always felt like I had to feel perfect before I went out and tried anything.
And you couldn't walk very long, very far.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, why didn't I think about this? Why didn't we just get a wheelchair? So we got a wheelchair.
Yeah, simple.
And
yeah, so then I started going out and enjoying things, and it made me feel like doing it even more. So, and there's still things that I can't do. And the pain is just too much. I just can't do it. The bone pain and spine pain. So, but do what you can, and find a compromise. I think that's the biggest thing we've learned. Find a compromise so you can live your best life while you are still sick. And then trust God for the rest.
And bald is beautiful.
And bald is beautiful. Yep.
Just imagine, tell your husband, if you have a husband, or your whoever you're with, your friends, your family, your loved ones, I get to be somebody different. I have a brown wig, I can have a blonde wig, I have long hair, I can have short hair. I remember, I think I've already shared this once before, but
Someone thought he had a girlfriend.
I was afraid that someone was going to call me to the carpet and say, you've been out with a different woman every single week. Because
But yep,
You had so many different looks.
yep. I had like at one time like 10 or 11 wigs and stuff. So yeah. Okay, that is it. I don't know if it's gonna bring any clarity to anybody. Hopefully that someone who is in our position and going through it, just take hope that you are not alone and everybody deals with things differently. We had to find our own way on how to deal with it. Humor, Jesus, and a lot of food. I like to eat, but yeah, and trial and error.
Yeah, we have a lot of humor.
Yes, we have a lot of
fun.
humor in our
We had to
family.
restart this video over because I was being a jerk, so.
Yeah, he had to keep making jokes, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm never gonna get this done. All right, you guys, stay tuned for the next video and the next interview. I will get that up and I'll put it in a playlist for you guys so you can just go through and binge watch it. Alrighty.
I don't have to be in that one, do I?
Nope.
True.
The next one is our kids. Yeah.
Can I go now?
No. Now, you got to do it with me. Okay, if you are not following me or you haven't subscribed to my channel,
What are you waiting for?
I would love it if you would. I mean, heck, hit that subscribe button, set the notification bells so you don't miss any new content from me because I am back with 3 videos a week and back to full time, so you don't want to miss a thing. Now,
And if you would like to see me on more video, please don't say that. I don't want to be on any more videos. Right? It's late.
I'm gonna force
I
him.
want to go to bed.
I'm gonna
And she's
force
making
him.
me. And this is the second time we've had to do it because I joked too much the first time.
yes, it's his fault. All right, you guys, thank you for watching, and this is Jody signing off.